So what I have here is a gaming PC from Walmart. Bit heavy. And it's currently on sale for just $980. $979 to be exact. As it normally sells for $1,600. So best act fast if you're looking for a RTX 470. And this was the computer that you guys were recommending to me for my previous unboxing video of a PC tower. So let's unbox this, go over its specs, and see what kind of brands they're using to build this machine. And then since this is Walmart, of course, we do have access to Walmart extended warranty, but we are rebels and I'll be perfectly fine with the standard 1-year manufacturer one. So let's unbox this bad boy, and let's unbox this bad boy. So what powers this computer? It's using an AMD CPU, a 7700 Ryzen with an NVIDIA RTX 470 GPU with 12 gigabytes of VRAM, as this does have 16 gigs of DDR5 and it has a 1TB SSD. They do provide a keyboard and mouse, which is quite nice, but of course this will always be upgraded to something better. And a little bag with a free gift apparently. And the free gift that they provide is extra screw bits for future upgrades, an audio split cord for mic and headphones, and zip ties. And here she is. Oh yeah, this is nice. So this does have a premium feeling side door, as it simply just pops out. There's no screws. It's kind of like held together like furniture. My Ryzen dust decided to go up. Removing the airbag, and here it is. The GPU was actually Velcroed on so it wouldn't move around, which is quite cool. They took the extra care to make sure this doesn't move around and damage itself. Now the first thing you may have noticed, it does have a vertical GPU. And it is indeed Asus, and this is a 4070 RTX. It is indeed a dual channel DDR5 RAM. So this one in particular is a 116 gig DDR5 RAM stick, which gives us room to upgrade and make this into a 32 gigabyte unit instead. Here you can see the M.2 SSD, 1TB. Liquid cooler is located right here with the radiator mounted on top. But taking a look at the back, the I/O ports that we have available are this. You're not supposed to use the HDMI on this, but this isn't bad. It actually provides a cover, 2 fast USB-A ports, 1 USB-C, and more USB-A ports above here, as well as an Ethernet port, 2 antennas for your Wi-Fi, and there is extra slots you can fit in here as well if you absolutely need to. Now moving in from the back, at first I wasn't a huge fan of this design, but actually it does look really great in person, especially above here. And if we rotate the tower, you do have 2 USB-A ports as well as 1 USB-C, and this, I'm assuming, is your power as well as an audio aux port. And the cool thing about this tower is, even though there is filters right here, to clean this up it's extremely easy, as this part back here just simply pops up and then makes it so much easier just to clean the whole thing out. In addition to that, you also have more easy access to all your internal components from here. You can also see the radiator, and you can install a much longer one if you absolutely need to, as there is space right here. Follow with the ibuypower cat logo, angry hamster, or whatever that is. Now, the power supply, however, is a mystery. So let's go ahead and take it out and see what we're working with. So I already took the liberty to unscrew the power supply. And taking it off, let's see. The wire management's really nice. Held together with zip tie. I'm assuming this is your LED hub. Everything is really nice and tidy. It even has an extra fan right down here. So if we remove this, our power supply is indeed a high power 750 Gold Plus rated SPU. It's not modular, unfortunately, but 750 is more enough for what this computer will ever need. But again, you can always just take the time and possibly upgrade this if you absolutely have to. I'm not fully familiar with this high power brand, but the fact that it's gold rated seems to be good. So let's go ahead and place everything back and assemble, making sure every connector is plugged in correctly. Yeah, everything for the most part was tight and properly placed. Motherboard doesn't shake around or anything. Fans are sturdy. Let's power up this machine and see how it looks. Hit the signal power button, and there we go. It's booting up. So full RGB lights. Insane amount of airflow, I can already feel it. And it was just running on idle. This is how it sounds like. Making sure that the cooler isn't like pumping any bubbles or making any noises. It's obvious that there's fans running in the background though, and I don't hear any bubbles coming from the liquid cooler. So this is an exhaust. The two fans on top are intakes, and the fans right there, you see these two are intakes as well. And there's a lot of good airflow coming in throughout this exhaust as well. And the fan dedicated here is an intake, and it blows it out through the power supply. Let's go ahead and plug this into a monitor and see what kind of performance number we could get out of this PC. And here are the overall scores. Using Cinebench 2024, we not only benchmark the CPU, but also benchmark the GPU. And the scores were this. For the GPU, we got 18,030. And for the CPU, in its multi-core, we got 983. The single core, we got 112. Was an MP ratio of 8.75x. For reference, the previous computer we tested was an i5 32GB of DDR5 RAM, as well as an RTX 460. The GPU graphics score was 10,369. So we're literally almost getting completely double the performance number. Was the 4070. And then the AMD slightly outperformed the i5 in its multi-core as well as single core. Feel free to pause it right here if you want. But what does this mean in gaming? Well, testing out 3 popular games. Cyberpunk being the most demand graphics game I could think of for this era. In 1080p, it was easily able to achieve well over 100 FPS in ultra settings. Same goes for Fortnite as well as Apex. And then as for 1440p for Cyberpunk, it was averaging around 88 FPS in its benchmark, and Fortnite was easily able to go above 80 FPS, but on average it was 80. And then Apex in 1440p ultra settings also was able to achieve above 195 FPS on average. So this thing is definitely a monster when it comes to 1440p or greater resolution, and will work extremely well in VR gaming as well if you want to hook this up to like a Quest headset as an example. And after running all these performance, the CPU max temperature only reached around 76 Celsius, which is really good. Just however, it's extremely loud. Not sure if the microphone was picking it up. It is on, the LED just turned off because it was on idle, but it's extremely loud on idle. So you may want to install like a third-party software program to control these RPMs. If we actually try building this computer from scratch, these are the numbers. The Asus RTX 4070, this GPU actually retails currently at the time making this video, $600 on Amazon. The RAM, since we are using a T-Force Delta RGB DDR5 RAM, a single 16 gig RAM stick, isn't available to be purchased separately on Amazon. You can only buy it as a dual because right now a 32 gig pair will cost us $102. So divide that by half, I'll save like $50. And then the SSD drive that this computer came with is a Western Digital SN580, which retails for $60. And then the high power supply that this computer came with sells for $80. And then this high tower Y40, this is the ATX mid tower. Couldn't find it on Amazon, but it is available on this website for $100. And then surprisingly, ibuypower actually sells that liquid cooler radiator on Amazon for $80. Now the motherboard that this computer came with is an MSI Pro B650 Wi-Fi, and on Amazon currently sells for $134. And then I couldn't find the exact fans that this computer came with because the tower only includes just a few. So I put in an extra $30 for RGB fans, 120 millimeters. And then the processor that this computer came with equipped with is the AMD Ryzen 7 7700, 8 core, and it's currently on sale for $285. So if we actually bought every component and tried to recreate this build, it will actually cost us $1,000 and $415. So buying it pre-made from Walmart actually saved us $436 in the current market, excluding taxes as well as the operating system and the mouse and keyboard which they provide. Which this keyboard feels alright, very generic, I would recommend changing, but it will work perfectly fine in the meantime. So there are some great savings right here. Again, the GPU alone is worth $600. And the build quality, wire management, no loose screws, nothing's loose. ibuypower is actually doing a great job when it comes to their PC quality control now. But again, your results could still vary. This one works just fine out of the box, so I'm really impressed. If you're looking for a 4070 RTX pre-built computer PC, this is not a bad build, especially since this thing can be owned for $1,000. So I'll definitely recommend hopping on this deal if you're looking for a 4070 RTX GPU computer. And so long as you're okay with the AMD CPU PC, this is definitely an amazing deal right here. Other than that, there you guys have it. That is the overview of this amazing deal that's going on right now on Walmart. I'll be sure to include links to where you can find this in the video description down below, and I'll strongly recommend hopping on this holiday deal before it's gone. But if there's another deal, another PC you'd like me to get my hands on and we'll go look into, see what kind of components it's using, brands and such, feel free to comment down below and let me know, because this was recommended from you guys from my previous video. So definitely do subscribe if you enjoy these computer breakdown videos. And feel free to leave your suggestion, again, if there's another computer out there you'd like me to check out. If you're curious about that previous video, I have it right over there, so you can actually click on it and watch it right after this. Thank you once more for watching, and happy holidays.